Patriots have played 10 games this season, as we all know, without Rob Gronkowski, and they've won every single one of them, which means, you guys, of course, it's time for some hot takes. The newest one out there in the ether today, since the Pats clearly don't need Gronk to win, they should trade him. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It is Tuesday, and we've run out of stuff to say. Other than, should we trade this person? How would the Pats be if Tom Brady was instead just a dinosaur? Like, why? We don't, what? Take this hot take and cool it off for me.
Okay, listen, I fashion myself a bit of a hot take expert. However, this one, here's what bothers me so much about, today's sports commentary is I get it if you don't have, some giant historical background, but we only need to go back 12 months, 24 months, not that long ago, to see how incredibly valuable Gronkowski is. In the last Super Bowl, the Patriots won.
I just have to go back to last night.
Right.
Allegedly.
How many times have I told you, videotape things and give them to me?
He doesn't like that.
The last Super Bowl they were in, without him, they lose. The AFC Championship game last year, a game they ended up losing by 2 points. He was the best player on the field, though. Hit 140 yards, 4th and 10, season on the line. He catches a 40-yard pass.
But two-point conversion is what everybody thinks.
Correct, but he was unbelievable that game.
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski is one of the 6 or 7 most valuable non-quarterbacks in the sport. Just because they have won without him does not mean they don't need him. There's people here in Houston, they know the Texans were 9-7 without J.J. Watt this year. Nobody thinks J.J. Watt must suck. They don't need J.J. Watt. There's the correlation causation here doesn't follow, at least to me.
Correlation causation.
Don't act impressed. You use that line in the meeting.
Correlation causation. You're so smart.
Oh, man.
I don't know. He's hurt a lot, but they knew that, right? His contract is structured in a way that, we know you're not going to play every season.
Right.
And you said earlier, why do we need to get rid of a guy that then for what? Draft picks and that we'd hope would be as good as Gronk is?
Right, you can win the Super Bowl. You're in the Super Bowl. You might win it next year. You don't trade one of your best players for future draft picks. It's absurd. Listen, and the guy that you didn't name check him, I will real quick. Manish Mehta's a clown. He's made his whole career being a clown. That's the guy that wrote the article. He's so happy we're talking about him. That's why he wrote it. He doesn't believe it. He's a clown. And so he's trade Gronk. It just, what?
How do you really feel, though, about him?
There's so many words to look up. Manish, man, no idea.
Emotion there right there. Yeah. But no, you don't trade Gronk. I mean, look, everyone, number one, I'll speak on a different side of it. When you've missed this amount of time, you want to feel valued. I don't care who you are. I don't care what occupation you're in, what line of work. When you miss time, you want to feel valued. In 2012, I missed 8 or so games or something like that.
It was 7. You were on my fantasy team.
But who's counting?
I apologize.
Yeah, you should. I take that. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Not really, but now a little bit. Yeah.
But I missed games, and I wanted to feel missed. That doesn't mean I wanted the team to struggle.
A little bit, though.
But in the back of my mind, yes, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. You want to feel like, man, can you guys not look so good to make me feel like, or make someone upstairs, upper management, really value me more? Man, well, we need Gronkowski out here. We need Greg out here, because if Greg was out here, this would have took place. You want to feel that. I don't care who you are, how much success you've had. Your value is everything.
Yeah.
In your mind, you want to feel valued as an analyst, as a host.
That's so sweet.
You want to feel valued.
No, you're absolutely right. I do.
Yeah. It's like when my ex-boyfriend got married. I was like, really? You can survive without me?
Yeah, and you broke up with him and you hated him when you dated, but then you're like, you're supposed to be miserable for the rest of your life.
Oh, you didn't trip walking down the aisle?
It's total human nature. And so for us to even talk about the Pats potentially thinking about, or should they, it's quite buffoonery.
There's no way to get fair value, if we're actually going to be a nerdy football conversation for a moment. There's no way to get full value for one of the best players in the league on one of the best contracts in the league, in a league where you don't trade player for player. If the take was trade Rob Gronkowski for Chris Harris, a shutdown corner, okay, I'll listen to that. But in football, when you trade a player, it's always for a draft pick. There's no way to get fair value for it, and the Patriots are not considering trading Rob Gronkowski. But I feel what Greg's saying, which is he's got to be sitting there wistfully thinking, like, damn. Like, I thought, I was the man on this team, and now they're just as good without me. At least they appear to be this season.
You think that's what he's thinking?
What do you think he's thinking? Just like,
More booze. More booze. Where am I going dancing? I write books. I don't read them. That's what I think.
Does he write books?
He's written like 5 books.
Children's books.
He's written more books than he's
But
written.
were they supposed to be children's books, or were they meant to be novels and they accidentally ended up being... We're just kidding.
Yeah.
We love Gronk so much. We would never treat you. No, but that's really interesting. I think a lot of times we divorce human nature from athletes. Like, we expect them to act outside of things that, like, you're a human, I'm a human. The team's doing well without you. You're not like, that's okay, I am athlete.
Yeah.
You're like, this sucks, it feels bad.
It does, and it's not that he wants the team to lose. No one wants the team to lose or do bad or not perform at a high level, but I mean, can you not perform so good so that when I come back, I feel like I still belong? But when you're seeing the success of your teammates that you've gone to bat with, you've gone to practice with, you've sweat, you've done all these things with, you understand what it takes, and you feel like they can just get it done without you, it stings. I don't care who you are, it stings. That's the reality.
I'm gonna remind you of this when you, like, take a couple days off this week and we have to fill that chair.